Cheers. How do we do 3 this?
Cheers.
I'm right-handed, so we should have switched because then it would have worked. Otherwise, our hands are touching.
You're the one who planned this, so don't talk to me about it.
I'm just telling you, man. But by the way, man, I'm not used to seeing you with a ring on your finger. I know it's been like a year or whatever, but congratulations.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I got married 2 years ago. So
I got married 8 years ago. What
old man. Even though, like, how old are both of you?
Yeah, I'm 33.
I think
33.
Okay,
I got married when I was 24, man.
I'm the oldest one here.
Yeah,
That's
Grandpa.
weird.
We can
That's
ask
only
him
by
for
a year.
life advice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but anyways, so for people who are listening only on the podcast, and for people who are watching this now, we have a strange voice that's not normally here.
1,
Hello.
2.
There's
3
Hello.
people here.
Oh my gosh!
Whoa.
So Ken, do you want to introduce yourself first? What's your name, Ken?
My name is Ken. I was a roommate with Arthur 13 years ago.
13 years
in
ago.
Seattle when I was studying. Oh, that's quick.
Yeah.
Man. I was
I know.
studying abroad.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
交換留学
yeah.
kind of
And
thing,
we actually started UConnect together
Oh, the cafe
at the cafe,
meetup.
the cafe meetup thing. Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
And Shibuya, Krispy Kreme. Shibuya,
yeah. Right,
Yeah.
Crispy Shibuya. Yeah,
Once a
I love it because people called it crispy donuts, and I'm like, that just sounds gross. Crispy donuts.
But
But-
it's not donut.
But yeah, so I wanted to bring Ken back on the show first because I like you, Ken.
I love
You're a
you.
nice guy. Thank you. I don't know if I would go that far, but but also because I feel like because Ken is really good at English and Japanese, and he's lived in both countries for extended periods of time, and so he could give a nice commentary from the other perspective from us.
Yeah.
So today I thought we'd talk about studying abroad in America, and we could talk about studying abroad in Japan.
Yeah.
Like that.
Of course, yeah.
How should we start this?
Well, so I think we should start this by just like first impressions, because I want to know what your first impression is in America. Before we start that, I'll kind of explain what my first impression coming to Japan was.
Yeah.
Right?
So where were you first of all?
So, I mean, the first time I came to Japan, I was studying abroad as a high school student. We landed at Narita Airport, which I'm just going to say, when you're flying to Japan and you've never been there before, it says that you're flying to Tokyo. But Narita, is, as you guys know, is not Tokyo.
Yeah.
It's
Far.
very far away from Tokyo, in the middle of nowhere,
Yeah.
in like rice paddy.
So this is Tokyo rice
Areas.
fields.
So I got there and I was just like, I kind of imagined there'd be more like cities in
Yeah.
Tokyo. Okay.
I think especially for you and me because like, so you grew up in the Seattle area, so you're talking about SeaTac. I'm talking about Boston Logan, and Boston Logan Airport is literally like across the bay from Boston City proper. It's
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
SeaTac's pretty close too, but
Yeah.
Shiba.
Yeah. So I think Haneda kind of becoming more and more popular now.
Yeah.
I think I don't know if they just recently started doing international flights, but before, I would say prior to like 5 years ago, I always flew from Narita.
Yeah,
and
right.
now most of my flights are in Haneda.
You know what's funny about that though is Haneda is the older airport. Haneda was first, then it got too busy, so they built it in Narita, and now it's going back to Haneda.
Is that so?
Yeah,
That's interesting.
yeah.
So anyways, I landed in Narita and I was like, this is weird. Tokyo, like I didn't imagine Tokyo to look like this. And then finally we get on the train and like
2 hours later.
Yeah, like basically 2 hours later we arrive in Tokyo and I was like, oh, okay, this is what I imagined Japan was like. And to give you some idea of when this was in 2004.
2004,
And
before the iPhone.
yeah.
I was
And so
in middle school.
Yeah. So I remember going to school here and seeing like all of my classmates had these really cool Japanese phones. And I remember as an American, I was like, oh my God, these phones are so cool. You can go on the internet with these. They have like all these like devices and gadgets in them. They're like this cool flip style and it looked really cool. And I looked at, cause I had like the Nokia, like giant brick.
Yeah. Nokia bricks.
Yeah. At the time. And like, so my immediate impression of Japan in 2004 was like, this is the land of the future.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was so blown away, like when I first came here. And then I couldn't understand the trains at all. The trains just do not make sense for a person coming here for the first time. I think they've gotten better because a lot of, especially here in like the Kanto area, a lot of the trains have like computers that will say in English. That kind of give you the route. But back then, you were lucky if your train had a map. Yeah. It's like, if you don't know where you're going and you can't understand what's being said on the train, then good luck.
Yeah. So for you, it was kind of like, first, wow, this is the land of the future. Holy crap, what do I do? I'm confused.
Yeah.
What about for you? So you went to Seattle when?
In 2010.
2010.
So 6 years after that. And so as you experienced the Japanese phone, that was when I went to Seattle.
Yeah.
I think that was like exactly when Apple released iPhones, I guess. Everybody was using small phones, but like I think you were using iPhone.
I was using iPhone.
Like first generation or something.
3G.
3G, right? 3G. Yeah.
I think that's like right around the time when iPhones became affordable. Because I remember like the first couple iPhones, like they were really, really expensive.
Yeah,
right.
And it was the first time that you kind of saw a lot of them.
Yeah.
So I was like really shocked by all those like smartphone things.
Yeah, the smartphones.
Yeah. So that's when we started to get surprised by, war technologies.
Yeah.
But when I landed in SeaTac, I feel like the airport was pretty old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, SeaTac airport sucks.
Yeah.
Although it's improved a lot the past couple years, apparently.
Yeah.
So, and my family used to live in New York. So my father has some friends. So his friend came to pick me up at the airport. I think she was from Taiwan.
Okay.
And like she was so friendly to me. And I was thinking, oh, friendly people, like this is America. Yeah. But like she was so friendly to me. Well, there's a bunch of people in the airport. But she, how do I say? She really, really cares about me, but she doesn't care other people who she doesn't know. Like she was like protecting me. Yeah. But like at the same time, she was like, not attacking, but like pushing other people out. So I was like, oh, this is a land of survival, man.
The land of survival.
And she was like kind of pure Taiwanese, not like Taiwanese American. So not like, it doesn't, represent the whole America. Yeah. But
America definitely is a land of survival, man.
No, I think that's a really...
Yeah. We always line up, right? In Japan. Yeah. Japanese people always line up. We love things organized. But like opposite, like things like pretty chaotic. Yeah. And you have to think and decide. Yeah. Even which road you take or something.
Yeah, like that's the thing that kind of shocked me when I first came here as a study abroad. Because so when I got here to Tokyo in 2013, I did 1年交換留学 in Aogaku, and they actually had a lot of services where someone would go with you to help you do Jumin Toroku, help you get a cell phone, help you get an apartment. And I was like, screw that, I'm fluent in Japanese already. I'm going to do it by myself. And it was such a headache. But like, the thing that I was surprised with is just how there's like so many warnings everywhere. Like I remember going up the staircase in a subway station somewhere, and they had like ore sagi, chui, like be careful of phone scammers. They might take your money. Don't give money to people who ask you for money on the phone. I'm like, this is in the middle of a subway station. And it's on the stairs. Like, why do I need to be reminded about this so much, Yeah, it's just, that's like, I really felt like Japan is the land of safety,
Right.
So I have a question. So you came in a group for your study abroad.
Yeah, how many people were in your group?
In my program, I think like there were like 30 students from the same university, but I joined like English program. Yeah. So I arrived in America like 3 months before other students. Yeah.
Okay.
So can I ask? So your English is obviously really good right now. How was it in comparison to like the other students in your group?
Like at the time, like
at the time when you got there.
I don't think I was like really fluent in English first. But
I'm gonna top you up, man.
Yeah, but my pronunciation was little better than other students. Yeah, because I think I used to try to like sing along with like American.
Your dad was really
stuff.
big on like having you be around international stuff, right? Like he had friends and stuff.
Little bit, but not.
Oh, not really?
Yeah,
Okay.
like my English, like school English test results were pretty horrible.
Oh, really? Okay.
You know TOEIC. You know TOEIC, right?
Yeah, TOEIC. Yeah.
Like 990
test results.
Score is like full score is 990.
Yeah.
When I got into university, I was like 500 or something.
500.
I was the worst in class.
Okay, in class.
And then like after Seattle,
he also comes from a pretty elite university too. So that's part of it too.
What university?
An elite university, like a high class university.
Oh, really?
I don't know if we can say what that university is. I'm just dropping it out, but
so like going back to like your first reactions to Seattle, what was a time that you felt like you had a big culture shock, like, oh whoa, this is
so different,
really either uncomfortable or really strange to me?
I actually didn't get like that much like big shock. But when my bicycle was stolen in university
in the university campus,
in the university, and there is a like police station in the university. You know, there's a police station in like UW.
Yeah, the UW police.
Yeah. So I was not like, I didn't experience any like very dangerous things but like, let me see. It should be.
So like, we talked about this once, like some years ago. I don't know if I remember correctly, but where was the first place you like stayed in the U district?
Oh, this is a like very shabby hotel.
Yeah.
I mean,
tell us a little bit about that.
U district is like barely higher than slums.
It's 1 minute.
Well, first, let me say this. So you stayed in the U district, so the district of the university. So not the university campus, but like the town around the campus.
Right.
And what was the U district like? Your first impressions?
Was very convenient.
Yeah.
And I felt pretty safe because like a lot of people walking by, like almost students.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a good place to start with.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in Japan, like we have a word gakuseigai, but there's not actually a street or district for students. It's just But U district is like, it's kind of like a district for students.
Almost.
At least the avenue.
Yeah, the Ave. Yeah.
The Ave.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at night, like,
don't go outside.
Yeah, I was
just
like,
don't go to Safeway or Jack in the Box.
The first 3 days, I didn't really get out of my hotel. That was I had a week before I got into the dorm and class starts. So I was staying in a very shabby hotel, just by myself. It's so like stinky and like sketchy.
Yeah.
So I was like really scared of everything.
Yeah.
And but I need to open up my bank account. I need to get my bicycle. I need to get everything, like student card and stuff. Like all those things was like super like tough process for me.
I'm curious how much support did you have, like Japanese support for when you got to Americas, because that's a really big thing about I think probably just unique to like maybe like the big cities here in Japan, probably when you get out of the countryside that doesn't exist. But you know, if I have to go to the immigration office or government building, my Japanese ability is kind of at a point where I can do it in Japanese, but if I need English, there's immediate English support.
Okay. There was no Japanese support. Of course, at banks, even at school.
Yeah.
If I request a Japanese speaker, maybe they would call someone, but basically no. But the do you call like a banker, like
the bankers? Yeah.
Bankers, like my banker was really, really kind and friendly. So it was like really helpful.
Oh, that's cool.
Like, yeah.
Hey guys, if you've watched this far, you're going to love our Austin and Arthur friends.
In the Austin and Arthur friends, you're going to really improve your English listening. And I mean a lot.
Yeah. So for each episode, you'll get English and Japanese subtitles, so you can check your listening and comprehension.
You'll also get access to a members-only community where you can talk with us, the both of us. Mainly me, right?
No, definitely not. For more info, click on the link here, or in the description box of this video.
Thanks for being our friend. Woo! I have no friends.
The biggest cultural difference I felt was in Japan, the quality of service is kind of it's different by groups, like companies or schools or like organization, because like they like teach you, instruct you how you respond to your customers. But in the US, it depends on the person. Like for example, at a post office, I went to a post office in Seattle.
Oh man, that's like the worst place.
Yeah, that's the worst place.
Government employees
I wanted
do not
to
care about
send
their jobs.
a gift to my family, and I needed a stamp.
Yeah.
And I asked a guy, I waited like 20 minutes to get a stamp. And finally my turn. And I asked for a stamp. And he said, no, we don't have stamp. Okay, so this post office, you don't have stamps. So I thought that was weird, but
that is weird.
Yeah. But right after that, person next to the guy, like what is like the person in charge, like tantosha. Next to the guy, like open the drawer and pull up a bunch of stumps. And I told him, oh, you guys have stumps, can I buy it? And he says, that's not my stump. So
what?
Man, maybe it's not common.
No,
like,
it is.
It's not common.
It is.
But it really depends on like person in charge, like hotels everywhere.
Yeah.
When you encounter good person, it's
nice, but when
they treat me really good, but that's the biggest difference.
One thing that I'm kind of curious, thinking about the difference in there, is what was the difference in the classes that you took? Like, because what kind of class did you take at UW?
Art history or geo. I was major.
In art.
Art.
Yeah.
I don't look like it, but
yeah, you look half Tongan, but we'll talk about that later. But no, the
like English.
Yeah, but so were you taking regular classes with regular students?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like American history or like geography.
So how do you feel like
that.
those kind of classes were different from the Japanese classes? Because you probably took art classes in Japan too. Yeah.
Surprisingly, art classes are almost the same.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Undergrad art classes, art history classes, they both of them they want you to like memorize the history as much as possible. So it's just like, なんていうの、詰め込み, cramming, like you just like
cramming
memorize.
a bunch in your mind. Yeah.
But other classes, geography were like pretty different. Instead, so in Japan, like it's basically professor keeps talking, just like it's like one
the whole time,
like one direction, and you can if you're lucky, you have a chance to ask questions or something like that. But in the US, like it's more like discussion based, and you're not like, you're supposed to read books before the class, and you should be ready to discuss. So that's the biggest difference.
I remember when I first took, because at Aogaku I took regular classes with regular students too, and I remember when they were passing the shuseki hyo around, and it was like this little thing that had a place to put your gakusei bango on it.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, what's this square piece of paper? And they're like, this is proof to show that you were here. I'm like, oh, because like in the States, like there's so many students, they just never show up to class, but they read the textbook at home, and then they show up for the test and they just do it. But like I would see kids, they would like fill that in, pass it forward, and then go to sleep in the classroom, you know? And it's like in the States, it's like if you're going to go to sleep, just stay home.
Why are you here?
Yeah, just stay home.
It's super, super easy to サボるってなんていう?
To skip class.
skip class.
Yeah.
Or just like sleep in class.
Yeah.
In Japan. Yeah, I read a lot of books when I was in Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was so surprised. That's pretty shocking.
Yeah.
I think I never took any classes here in Japan, but so I graduated as a basically an English major. And so most of my classes were discussion. I had very, very few lecture based classes. In
the States?
Like once I hit my major, of course you have like the English 101 and like things that everyone takes, but like once I hit my major, there was almost no discussion stuff. And I remember like the biggest thing is everyone has to fulfill science credits, right? You have like math science credits that everyone. So I took like a water measure, like a something where you like look at like water and you do some science stuff with that. I didn't get a very good grade in that class because I can't explain it. Anyways, but one of the things is so we would have some experiments every week, and then we would have class 3 times a week, and then the class that was on Friday right before the weekend, we would go out into Puget Sound and get water samples on a boat.
What's Puget Sound?
Puget Sound is like it's not really the ocean, but it is seawater, and it's like the large body of water right next to Seattle.
Yeah.
And I remember going out on the boat, and mind you, this is a classroom, and we get on the boat, and my teacher's just like, "Hey, you guys want some beer?" Passes out some beer right in the middle of class. He's like, "Yeah, we're gonna go get some water samples today, but hey, why not enjoy it? We're out on the lake today, or out on the Puget Sound today." And it was so crazy. I remember just being like, "I'm in college. I'm drinking beer in the middle of class." Like, okay. Man. So yeah.
I feel like I don't know this. So I only have very limited experience, but I feel like in my classes in Japan, the teachers were kind of like the high school teachers, where they were like, "Hey, I'm interested in this topic. I know you're not interested in this topic, but we have to learn this anyways, and you need to be here for a grade. So let me just talk to you." Like that's kind of how it was. But then the classes in the United States were much more dynamic, discussion based. Like, hey, let's get you interested in this topic,
Yeah.
But what about for you? So we're running a little bit short on time, but for you, Ken, like what for your study abroad, like what was the system, like what kind of support did you have as a study abroad student going to UW?
From Japanese school or from like support
from both?
Both.
Yeah.
So my program was a part of, not my part of, but like that's, how do you say? Like it's a part of a school program kind of. Students in certain major, they need to go study abroad for a year. Okay. So like my university had a lot of programs. So I was not in that major. So I was like more like I just wanted to go. But they first the grades I got in the States or what do you say? That is those grades were applied to my Japanese university. Yeah. So I didn't need to spend an extra year in Japan. So that was great. So but like the Japanese school, so that's the only thing. But the UW was really good university. They had a lot of like programs, events, or meetups for international students to meet, what did I say, like a local, like American students or like other students from other countries. So I really didn't need any effort to make friends from other countries and states. So that was like really, really helpful for me.
Yeah.